Now, remove these electrical connections at the front of the drum, all of them. Take a video or a photo so you know what goes where, so you can put it back together properly. Now, when you disconnect these wires, the second wire over from the left has this plastic connector. And the mount that it's pushed into wants to come out. If you grab this plastic connector with some needle nose and start pulling it backwards, the thing that it's mounted to wants to come out. So, I don't know if I can show it here, but it's this thing right here. I'm rotating my finger around. You need to get a screwdriver and just catch it right on the edge of that plastic, like I have my fingernail, and hold that toward the drum while you're yanking the connector with your needle nose, because this whole thing wants to come out. I think it's a thermistor or some kind of thermocouple or something, but I don't think you want that whole damn thing coming out. So put pressure on, just catch the edge of that plastic housing with a screwdriver and push toward the drum while you yank this connector loose. All these other connectors come off easily, no problem. Now I figured as long as I was going to tear this thing apart and change out the bearings, I'd go ahead and change out the shock absorbers and the springs, whether they need it or not. Well, it turns out that this shock absorber has given way, and here's part of the seal. Where is it? This thing. It's a part of the seal that belongs up inside the shock absorber that fractured and came out. So I'm sure this thing has failed. I don't know about the other side, but I decided to change the shocks and the springs while I was at it. Just remove the motor. You got to disconnect the wiring connections here at the front of the motor. Just make your little drawing or video or whatever. And then you'll disconnect these mounting bolts on both sides. There's two here. I think there's one on the other side. It's easy enough to figure out how to disconnect the motor and pull it out of there, but you know, just be sure to disconnect the wiring harness first there. These motor mount bolts are secured with a 13mm nut and lock nut, and I'm going to put some thread lock on there when I put this back together. That's a 13mm. That's what you need, 13mm socket. Okay, so there's two motor mount fixing bolts on the right side and one here on the left side. Again, that's a 13mm. Be careful when you pull these bolts out. I don't know how heavy that motor is, but I'm going to try to support it somehow so it doesn't just come crashing down onto the bottom case. Okay, it's not that heavy. Just take out this mounting bolt and just drop it down. It's not heavy at all. I put the bolt back in place just to keep track of it. But yeah, take out this side with the left side and ease it down onto the bottom of the case. And then go around to the other side and take out these two mounting bolts, and you can get the motor right out of there. It's held into the motor case with this little push fit thing right here. Just pull it out. If it fractures or breaks, you can finagle a way to secure this wiring harness in there later, but you got to pull that out. Do not cut this cable tie, because this cable tie isn't separate from this piece. It's all one proprietary unit. Now if you disconnect these two tubes from this contraption, you can leave this thing bolted to the drum and you don't have to disinstall it. Just pull these tubes off. Like so. Make sure you've got some small cable ties. You'll need them later. Right here, this switch, that switch right there, you got to cut that cable tie pull this thing out. And you'll need another little cable tie to re-secure that later. So get those little ones. Connecting this switch isn't very easy. This cap is a press fit onto there, and you have to pry it up and off. It's not easy to get it off, but finally it'll pop off. And then the connector will just pull right out, and you can set that aside. So now that your gasket's free, and then you got to disconnect this tube also to get your gasket completely free, so you can get the drum out of there. So that's disconnected there. It's just a push fit. There's no glue or anything. It just pulls off. So now the gasket's completely free all the way around. This tube is disconnected. This switch is disconnected. Okay, I just noted this bottom wiring harness is connected to the tub, again with one of those push fit cable tie things. So you're going to have to disconnect that off of here before you can get the tub out. I can see that it's got expanding ears that I can compress with a needle nose and then just pull it right out. And as part of that same wiring harness, I didn't notice before, but there's a grounding wire here connected to a stud on the tub. So get that grounding wire off. Don't forget to put it back on at the end of the case. Okay, now this tub is completely free. The motor's out. All the wiring connections are disconnected. All the hoses and drains are disconnected. The only thing left holding this thing in the machine is these 4 springs and these 2 shock absorbers. Now, I don't know how heavy this is or how I'm going to get it out of there, but that's the next step, to pull it out. Okay, this shock absorber on this right side of the machine was completely shot. Look at that. So it's a good thing I went ahead and bought the shocks. If you're going to do a bearing replacement, spend a couple bucks and get your shocks and your springs. Other thing I'll mention, which I should have said at the beginning, I left the shipping struts in place for all of this disassembly to hold that drum up. I think that'll wind up being helpful in the long run.